Welcome, folks, to Age of Lemuria. This is session 2. We have a new guest with us today, Blade, Phoenix. Uno, let's start with your character in the Age of Lemuria. Why don't you tell us what happened last time?
Okay, so last time, Adron, who was a blind wizard, arrived to help this farmer with some chores, basically, but also to help get rid of some pests that were living outside, including a giant spider and a whole infestation of cockroaches? I don't know.
Mites. There were mites.
Mites, thank you. On the way, we befriended well, I say befriended, but a snow fae and a bogglewog. Bogglewog? Bogglewog. Bogwog.
Billywog.
Billywog, thank you.
Billy the Billywog.
And after many attempts of searching the tunnels underneath the farm, we found a tomb of a dwarf and many treasures. So many treasures that I cannot hope to carry them all. And
Billy said he found a bunch of eggs. So many eggs, woohoo!
Yeah. So what happened was I promised the Billywog some eggs if he helped me, because he wants to train his own bugs to do, I don't know, tricks for him or something. Which might have been a bad idea in hindsight, but I needed help getting through the caves because I'm just a little squishy wizard.
Problem is, you didn't come prepared, son.
No, everybody just abandoned. Everybody's like, no! Oh, God. Oh, no.
Well, your casual black Sunday robe instead of your armor.
I mean, this was a job for 3 people, and I did it by myself, and plus a Billywog. So I say that's pretty good.
All right, so the people at home, Uno, describe your character.
Right, I have got... He is a thin, dark-haired human with pale skin. He wears thin, open robes with a hood over a simple tunic, blindfold that covers his eyes. He has an owl on his shoulder with blood-red eyes, wearing a golden monocle. He carries a long walking staff with a large orb attached to it, which is his eye.
Talk to me about this owl.
This owl is my familiar. Because Adron is blind, he uses his familiar to perceive the world around him. Because he can look through his familiar's eyes. So if the familiar dies, that's when it gets a little hard.
It gets interesting real fast. We home ruled this one where he's got one round where he's not blind because he can see everything that the familiar saw, and then at the end of his turn he's blind and suffers all the conditions. That's
because of my background. I have incredible memory of my surroundings.
Yes. So the scene opens up. We get this sky shot of this farmstead. You see a horse, and you see a tree with snow around it. And it's springtime, so that's very unusual. You also see swaths and fields of pumpkins and squashes, and very much a live farm. You also see an apple tree and cherry tree. And in the distance, you see these mounds, which have been recently destroyed and caved in. You see here. We go to inside shot of the farm's house, and you see Farmer Ed sitting across from Adron, and he's like, "You did a good job, son." And he slides you over 10 gold pieces. So here's your payment.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
I gave him more money. Does he know about the tomb?
He does not, unless you've told him.
I'm going to keep that one to myself, although I am sort of over-encumbered at the moment.
All of a sudden, you hear a knock on the door, and who do we see, Blade?
Pest control is here. And as soon as you guys open up the door, you see a man who stands probably about 5'8", 5'9". He's got nice buzz cut black hair on the top. He's got a couple inches that's kind of grown out and brushed over to the side. He's got kind of like an ever-living like 5 o'clock shadow, because why the hell not? He's got like these almost glazed over something like gray eyes that kind of look empty, but he just carries himself with so much like authority and confidence. And he's just he looks hardened, I guess would kind of be the word for him, but you kind of sees the chainmail that he wears, like clearly pieces of it have been kind of like, knocked loose or whatever, but he tries to maintain upkeep. You can see some replacement links on there. The colors don't match. Pieces of leather that probably from like some rabbit he shot or something, but he's like, well, kind of need a patch here and chafing, along with a shield that's real dented up. And it looks like maybe his grandfather's crossbow and a couple of daggers at his side and his trusty long sword, which he almost always rests his hand on no matter what. And that is Blade.
Farmer Ed stops you at the door and he's like, this is like a 40-year-old man. He looks weathered and stuff like that. He looks slightly sick because he's like coughing all the time. He's like, he says, we don't look too kindly to bandits here, son. Why don't you go on down the road?
If I were a bandit, I'd already have your goods and you'd never see me coming. I'm here to help, old man.
He like looks you up and down. And he's like, well, you're a bit late. This man here, Adron's already cleared out everything.
You'll have to take that one up with my superior. I reckon I'm not late. I'm sure you need help with something else. I didn't make my way all the way out here for nothing.
I did put out a bunch of banners. Well, you can stay for lunch if you're interested. And he like goes over and picks up a bottle of honey ale and slides it over to you. So you get this is a healing draft. However, if you fail a constitution roll of 10, you get intoxicated.
Sounds like a good thing.
It is. It can be both good and bad. It can save you
Wait,
or kill you. Both of you also have inspiration, so...
Roger that.
He's like...
Thanks, old-timer.
He's like, not a problem, son, not a problem. And he sips his own honey ale.
Name's Blade. You? And you?
I'm Farmer Ed, the landowner of this here place, and I first mistaken you for a bandit, and they always come around here demanding taxes. Claim to be inquisitor folks, but I know better. They don't have any sigils. He looks you up and down. He's like, you ain't part of that band, are you?
Is this a date? Not trying to get acquainted with you. I don't really think my allegiances matter that much. At least, according to our business.
He kind of squints at you. He's like, all right, you're okay. He's like, well, this ain't no date, but it is a shindig. He's like,
right barn burner.
Yeah, well, you don't burn my barns. You notice in the corner here, you see this billywug, a frog, sitting on an oversized wooden stool. And he seems to be like eyeballing you. You see that he has a shield and a spear on his back.
Yeah, I'll say, as soon as I notice him, I go into like kind of a low position and I like draw my crossbow at him.
Oh,
like,
shit.
The hell is this? Somebody got set up?
And Farmer Ed's like, hey, easy, son, easy. That's my conscript. That's my farmhand. Don't go shooting the help. If you're here to help,
Okay.
don't shoot the help.
All right, lower my crossbow.
Billy,
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Billy croaks at you and goes, "Brah, brah." He's like, you're wise
Sounds
to be
like
on
you
here. I mean, Billy looks at you and is like, he's got like his little air sack, and it's just like bloop, 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 nervously as he's like watching this warrior walk in. He's used to a man of intelligence and intellect. He looks to you, Uno. It's like he's bug-eyed and he's slightly nervous.
All right. I mean, I just I can like look at Blade and say, "So, where are you from?"
Depends on who's asking. You with the Inquisition?
Do I look like I'm from the Inquisition? No, my name is Adron. I am a sort of a guide through the forest, basically.
My hearing
Like,
ain't so good. You have to say that name one more time.
Adron, like the great
Adron?
hero. Adron. And this is my owl, Redley.
I'll have you write that down for me, and I'll see if I can remember that. I cannot quite understand what the name is, so maybe actually type it out. I'm like, Adron? Adron? Oh.
Adron.
Okay, so
Adron.
I was right.
Yeah.
Okay, and Retley. Retley!
Redley.
Alrighty. It says, well met, Adron. You doing this line of work given your condition?
What do you mean my condition?
I mean, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You're blind. You're blind as hell.
I see in ways you cannot, my friend.
The farmer like nods in agreement. He's like, yeah, he can see, even though he is blind. It's some sort of trick, something that he does.
It's no important. I'll believe it when I see it, I suppose.
Farmer
Say
Ed
it.
like nods in agreement, like, yeah, that's
Just,
true. Yeah. He's like,
Don't hold me back and don't get in the way. That's all I have to say.
Billy jumps off his thing. He says, "Brah!" and comes up to you and says, "He killed the queen. He killed the queen."
Thanks, Billy.
Yeah.
But I can pick my own facts.
I reach out and consider petting this frog, and I'm like, no.
I mean, he's got like a mouth about the size of your hand, so
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
He's just kind of nasty.
Oh yeah. He's like he's got mucus covered and everything else. He's not pretty critters to look like.
Yeah,
Farmer Ed's
classic
like,
toad.
yep. Farmer Ed's like, Billy, go sit in your stool. Don't you have some work to do? I know that you're. He like looks around and he's like, I know you're collecting your treasures. And he frowns at Adron, at his treasures. And in the corner, he points and there's eggs gathered up in this corner right here of mite eggs.
Well, because of my condition, I couldn't really do anything about that. Sorry.
Billy seems excited about it, but Farmer Ed seems very displeased with the invasion inside of his home of eggs and possible livestock.
I've actually, done research on mites, and I believe with the right domestication, they could be raised as, domesticated animals.
Are you trying to persuade him?
Sure, I'll persuade him.
Okay. Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to lose.
sure. Billy does. Billy really does.
Persuasion.
Sorry, lads. Don't know shit about no mite eggs.
So like Farmer Ed's like, okay, all right, I see what you're talking about. Mice could be useful. I mean, I am a little bit worried about Little Joe, and mice could be useful for tilling. It's possible. He seems to be warming up to the idea. He's not totally bought into it, right? But he's like, I'll give Billy this opportunity.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, one thing I wanted to ask. Have you ever heard the name Nether Golden Mantle?
Who?
Nether Golden Mantle.
Afraid not.
Farmer Ed's like, no, who's that?
Apparently it's someone who used to live here before this farm was here.
Oh, that's impossible. My family's been in these lands for at least 10 generations.
Okay. Perhaps I'm mistaken then. So, was there any more work that you needed doing, or are you?
Yeah. I walk over to one of the windows and kind of just peer out of it, making sure there's no one sneaking up on me and no one following me.
Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Sure. Would you like me to announce the roll? I got a 14.
Yes. So nobody's following you per se, but in the distance you do spot like a couple of figures coming. So like when you glance back, you like notice like on the horizon they skyline themselves, and they seem to be approaching, but they seem to be at least like an hour or two away. They're not
Y'all
like,
expecting
in a hurry.
visitors?
He's like, Farmer Ed's like, no. I mean, I'm surprised you showed up.
You
Not a
still
lot of
got
people.
good eyes, Ed?
It's early in the morning, and you think that he's still a little bit intoxicated. He's currently self-medicating himself because he's sick.
All right. I'll
That's
have
pretty
Uno
obvious.
come
That's
over
pretty
and say, I don't know what kind of mystic shit you're touting, but if you can see, then tell me what that is.
1 sec. Because it's been a long rest, can I roll my portent checks? So my 2.
You may.
at the
Yes.
start, yeah.
That's right, that wizard.
Uh,
No.
Pretty good.
Two is good. Anything he rolls is good.
You can apply it to other people. So
Oh, that is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Yeah. So like the more they're on the opposite ends, the better. It's those middle rolls. I know.
someone's about to have a real bad day.
It'll be all right. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll go ahead and motion for you to come over. And I kind of like duck into any kind of shadows that there are, and just peer with
Or
just a
skulking.
little bit.
He looks at you, Blade, and he says, well, if you're going to be staying here and drinking my booze and eating my food, I need you to work. No standing in shadows. He's like, I've got firewood that needs to be cut. I've got a horse that needs to plow. And I've got, the pests are already taken care of. He looks at...
First of all, Ed, I'm gonna cut you off there. The ale was a gift. I ain't asked for it. Now I'll gladly give it back to you if that's how you're gonna be about it. I don't owe anyone jack shit. I brought my own food. I'm happy to do work for an honest living, but I did come to do one specific job, not just hang out on your farm. I don't mean any disrespect by it, but I would just like to set things straight.
All right. Well, I hired you to be a farmhand. You capable of manual labor, or are you just good at swinging swords?
Farmhand, my ass. What did I sign up for? Did I sign up to be a farmhand?
Yeah, the call was for pest control, right? But apparently that job's already been taken care of.
Interesting.
So he's currently looking for farmhands now.
Said, yeah, sure. I was thinking it was more like small game, rabbits, wolves, that kind of thing. But you need someone to chop wood. I can make a few piles.
Yeah. Good.
But anyway, you're not expecting guests, but we're about to have some. What you see there?
So like Farmer Ed gets up and moves to the window, and he like looks out, and he's like, by this time they've already over the edge, and he can't see him anymore. He's like, you got eyes like a eagle or something, son.
Like an owl.
Well, I was thinking about going there, but nah.
I mean, can I send my owl out the window? Because I can.
Sure, yeah, go ahead. You send your owl outside. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Okay, so owls get advantage on this, I believe.
Yes.
And as soon as he is blind and deaf to me and his owl is out, I'm be like, so, talk to birds or something?
So you're just like Farmer Ed. You don't see shit either, right?
I mean, I'm not deaf. I can still hear you.
Yeah, he can still hear.
Well, no. When the bird is out, if you're doing like the
Oh yeah, I can't see through my instances.
yeah. So you can't see it here right now. So that's why I'm gonna start talking to you and be like, "Damn, you're a bit uppity, aren't you?" Doesn't show up with any armor. Doesn't even have much of anything I'd call a weapon. How the hell did you get this guy?
He just showed up like you did one day. Farmer Ed's like scratches
You posted the job, Ed.
Yeah, I did. I put out the call to arms.
All right, Ed. Anyway, we're going to have some visitors soon, so I'll tell you what, I'll get to that farm work as soon as we clear the perimeter. If anyone shows up, don't be suspicious. Tell him I went right out there, and I'm going to point to like a nearby bush or tree or something that's pretty easily identifiable, like 2 trees that way or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm going to slink out the back if possible.
Sure.
And try to skulk around and get like a vantage point on the front door or where I suspect these guys are coming from.
Okay. You definitely know that they will be coming from the south. You also know, however, that they were probably like 2 hours away. And they didn't seem to be in like a hurry or anything like that.
That's fine.
Okay. So
we're burning a little daylight, but yeah.
Okay.
I still have to fill out my W-2, so not a big deal.
Scribble it out and everything else. He like hands you paper. He's like, yep. You're a seasonal worker.
Rolling this up.
You're a seasonal worker. Adron, what are you doing? You don't see shit, man. This guy's crazy. He's saying that he sees stuff. You don't see anything. Farmer Ed didn't see anything. What do you do?
There's a little suspicion. Can I pull Blade aside for a second?
Sure, before I disappear.
I was just going to pull it aside and say, hey, you see that tree outside with all the snow around it?
Yep, sure do.
You want to... Don't walk on the snow. Just trust me on this.
Don't plan on it.
Blade,
My boots ain't exactly weather resistant.
Go ahead and roll me a knowledge arcana or knowledge nature. It'd be knowledge nature.
For whom?
As you're seeing this tree with unnatural snow around it.
All right, so Zane, for me. I ain't know shit about nature.
That's
all I know is the nature of man.
That's normal, man. That's normal shit. You go out in the wild, there's snow, and that's
assume it's something
natural.
That's the blind guy did. Hell if I know.
Just
simple
don't
man.
walk on the snow. It will kill you.
Okay.
Didn't plan to. I was heading to that tree over there.
Oh,
It might be
All right.
wise to set up a perimeter also. Maybe keep that owl on the watch.
All right. So I can appreciate it. I'm gonna.
Could be someone following one of you. Could be those bandits Ed was talking about. And if it's bandits, well, might get a little blood on that pretty robe of yours.
I'll cast Mage Armor on myself then.
Go for it. Chuckles. I head out.
Okay.
And the obligatory boop.
Oh my goodness gracious! Where would you like to hide?
Yeah, I was heading out west, literally just like a tree or two off or whatever, like still within eye shot, probably a couple 100 feet out, just kind of kneeling, waiting.
Okay. You see inside here. This would be a good spot to. This is a fenced-in area with Little Joe. There's this big old draft horse. You also see a plow right here, and you also see bales of hay and a tree right here. So this would probably be the only location nearby, which would be a really good spot to hide.
I would be non-map wise. I probably would be off the map a little ways to the west.
The map. Okay.
Yeah, off to the west.
Okay.
Just because like there's not sufficient cover here.
Yes, this is very much like an open plain. Right.
The only place I would consider going is if there's actually like some corn stalks or something. Then I could hide in there.
You could hide in the hay.
Nah, I'm not hopping in hay.
Okay, all right. So you probably find like
shit.
A trench or a small hole that you stick yourself
divot in the road.
Okay,
or the land, a tree, a bush, anything.
As you go all ghillie suit on us,
Yeah.
What are you doing, Adron?
I guess I'll go chop some logs.
Okay, go ahead and come over here. You see a blind man come out with his owl, and he goes over and attempts to pick up the axe. Go ahead and roll me that strength check.
Right, I'll roll strength.
How weak are you that you can't even pick up an axe?
pretty damn strong. So yeah, the axe just pops off, and you notice that there's frost on it, but you hear like a disappointing, as if someone is not amused.
Better luck next time. Da-da-da-da. I'll get to work.
Okay. How are you going to push yourself?
How am I going to push myself?
Are you going to what? Take it easy? Are you going to take Blade's words, or what are you going to do?
I definitely don't want to exhaust myself.
Excellent.
So take it slow.
So yeah, you take it nice and slow. You get like a couple of bundles of firewood done, and you stack it up together.
Seems relatively.
Anything else?
Did I get given some honey ale?
You should have one
From
in
this
your
morning?
inventory. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll walk over here and I'll place one honey ale on the base of the tree.
Your offering is graciously accepted, and you hear gulp, 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 gulp.
All right, see you around.
More, she says, more.
I don't know. I think, I do something for you, you go do something for me, right?
Oh, what do you want done? I saved your life the other night. Shouldn't I get all the ale that I want?
Oh, yeah, I guess you did do that. But, I mean, do I get any more smoke bombs? Or, like...
Come back tonight and I'll give you a smoke bomb. But it only works on certain creatures. It only works on beasts.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Well, thank you for letting me know.
I know, humans are dumb.
I'll just bow gratefully and, hope not to get disappointed. And I'll walk back.
Blade, go ahead and roll me a perception. You see Audrey, talking to this tree.
Seems like classic wizard shit. Keep my eyes on the horizon. I know I got a sixth sense for when trouble's a brewing. Just waiting for it to rear its ugly head.
Right, so...
Stupid wizard crap, right? It's just, he's a weirdo. You see Billy come out here, and of course he's scared of Little Joe, naturally.
Okay. Well, I guess I gotta put the saddle on Little Joe again. Here you go. Hey, Joe, I'll have the owl wait here so it doesn't spook you. This is gonna be fun.
So, Little Joe, of course, looks at you, and he, snorts.
Okay. Can I take a provision out of my bag and offer it to him?
Yes, this you may.
All right.
You have advantage on this handle animal check.
That's good, because I'm not very good at handling animals. But let's see.
I mean, yeah. So, Little Joe's a little bit hungry this morning, and he's just he walks up to you, and as you give your offering of oats or sugar or whatever, he's just nom, 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 nom. He's eager. He's willing.
I mean, I think I just worked out how to do chores, I guess. Just offer everything food.
Blade, yeah. Well, I mean, Blade, you're watching this. You're actually seeing what's farm life like, right? You're seeing Adron doing the chores around the house, and he's getting the horse hooked up. Right about this time, Adron, because you're overwatching everything, go ahead and give me another perception.
You mean Blade or Adron?
Blade. You're overwatching.
Copy that.
Yeah. There we go. You see two figures approaching from the south.
Mm-hmm.
And with that 18, these guys kind of look dressed like you. Armored up, stuff like that.
I begin training my sights on them, but not doing anything yet.
Excellent. Adrian, give me your owl's perception. Your owl's looking around, keeping a lookout.
In the 380 turns.
Yep.
All right. And this is with advantage.
Good thing.
Well, yeah, they're not hiding, right? They're obviously not hiding. But your owl sees two figures. It's not as detailed as Blade, who's been watching this entire scene. But you see two figures. The owl does. So, Blade was talking about like two figures coming over the edges and stuff like that, and he was just like, maybe he was right.
Some visitors.
Hey, Billy, can you take this over from here? I think I see something. So, I'll go check it out.
Billy croaks nervously and like nods to you, and he starts taking the horse over to the fields to start plowing. What, if anything, do you do?
I guess I'm gonna walk out to the road, which I assume is this way.
Oh, I mentioned
It's to the south.
Yes, to the south. I had one question before we get into whatever this is. Do you already have like jukebox Roll20 music that you like to use, or do you?
It depends. Like, because like this is going on YouTube, some stuff has
right, the DMCA.
Yep. So
Okay.
I usually prefer not to, just to be safe.
Okay, I'm
that
just
make
checking. I'll play my own music then.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just don't
That's
get
all.
all hyped up for nothing.
No.
Okay.
I don't even mean hype music. I just mean like it's normally like background music or nature sounds or whatever, that kind of thing.
Okay. Excellent.
But cool. Thank you.
Okay.
There we go. Nature sounds. Ooh, yeah. I just like ambiance. That
Yep.
yeah.
I understand completely. I
hear the birds right now. Ooh, this is nice. Little wind. Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to shut it down, but I accidentally closed the window I had open.
All right. So what, if anything, do you do, Adrian?
Okay, so I don't know where Blade is at the moment, so
Yeah, probably not. I gave you my approximate whereabouts, and then just haven't seen me since. I've been missing.
just let me do all the work.
Yep.
I guess I'll go out to meet the two travelers as they approach.
So these two figures start approaching. They have. Let me describe them a little bit for you. They have crossbows, and they have these
Either of them have a heavy crossbow.
scimitars. No, these are all light crossbows, and they just seemed kind of like just walking through, and they see you, and they kind of like look at you, and then just keep walking. They continue to approach, just at a normal pace.
This is you carry very well armed for travelers.
They're like, it's dangerous roads.
Where are you traveling to?
They continue to walk, and then they gesture to the house, and he's like, "You're not around from here, are you?"
I'm a traveler, I suppose. I guide people through the forest sometimes.
Oh, well, he like claps his hands. He's like, "Well, we're local tax collectors. Have you paid your taxes recently?" And the two like look at each other and smile.
I'm listening just to
Oh,
see
yeah,
if I
you're
could
hearing
hear
this.
the tax
Oh.
collector bit.
There's like a bit of a like laughter when he
Yeah.
says, "Oh yeah, I'm not from around here."
I mean, I don't really have like a full-time job, so I don't know. Does taxes come? I don't know. I've still
Well-
been living off the grid.
Well, we help keep the roads safe. We're here for a minor contribution. We heard that Farmer Ed's been having a hard time, and he's been hiring and stuff like that. So we know that Farmer Ed's a little bit behind in his taxes. So, what's your name?
Can I incite these people?
Oh
before I
yeah,
get
yeah,
finished?
definitely incite. Yeah, definitely incite these people. Oh yes. Okay. So, in your lands, right? You're an outsider. You know that usually there's heraldry and stuff like that representing a nation. These people do not have any heraldry whatsoever, right?
They do look like me.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot like Blade. These people are armed to the teeth. They seem to be very much militant, right?
Sorry, my eyesight isn't so good. Which heraldry do you represent?
They're like, oh, they're like looking at each other and like, local lords. Sure.
Okay,
And
well,
they're like
that
without each
sounds
other, they're
good.
like, yeah, local lords. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you? How much money have you collected so far? What's your name again? They like look at you and they come a little bit closer. Like, what's your name again, son?
My name's Blade.
Your name is Blade.
I just did the first name I could think of.
Blade, you of course naturally hear this because you're overhearing everything.
Yeah, I'm waiting, seeing if does it visibly look like you are struggling?
Not yet, but I do have a lot of money on me, so.
Okay, I will go ahead and I let off a shot, but this is going to intentionally miss.
Okay.
I'm literally just looking to like aim a bolt somewhere around their feet. As far as like how close to their feet, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shot.
Okay.
And just kind of an actual warning shot-esque kind of thing.
Excellent.
And
you may shoot that arrow wherever you like. Where would you like that shot?
I would say like literally like at this guy's kind of feet, like just
And
as close as I can get.
Roll me intimidation with advantage because this is a surprise shot. Right?
Okay, that's good because I'll probably have a follow-up.
All right, so these guys like back up and are like, oh shit, right? Yeah. They're like,
At that point, I'm going to go ahead and stand up from where I was hiding.
Okay.
Say, what ho, fellas?
Like, we're just simple travelers passing through.
Yeah, no, I caught that. That's
Yeah.
good to hear, because if you were bandits, well, my employer wouldn't like that very much, and there's a few of us perched out in these woods. You'll have to guess how many. But if we ever see you around this farmstead again, I'm afraid, well, I was aiming for the head, but I'm a little old, but my compatriots aren't. I'll have them take the next shot.
And they're like backing up, and they're like, we're not here to fight or anything like that. We're just tax collectors, see?
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as I'm concerned, Farm Red's all paid up, don't you think? Check your purse again.
They're like nodding in agreement, like, our mistake. Our mistake. We'll just come back another time. And
Oh, I'm afraid you must not have heard me. You come back around here again, I'm going to scalp you alive.
Roll me that intimidation.
It's a shitty intimidation.
So they're like,
Yeah.
sure, we'll come back. We won't ever come back again. And they seem to be leaving. Well,
I continue closing the gap between me and Adron.
okay, sure. I mean,
I can pick the thumbs up.
Just casually walking there, like I got my crossbow up.
That was so cool.
so they are going to depart unless you guys do anything.
I don't like killing people who want to win. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
So, don't get too pleased with yourself, kid.
they leave. All right.
You can't take a bandit's word. I suggest me and you might want to stay around because they might do some kind of nighttime bullshit like thieves do.
All right, that sounds wise.
So, you have a way of seeing with light. See without light too with your mysticism.
I can see through my owl's eyes, and my owl can see in the night. So
Yeah, I'll say owls are nighttime hunters. So I read once.
this is true.
All right. Tonight, let your owl get some rest for now, because we're all using tonight.
I'm pretty sure my owl doesn't rest. Actually, it's not real, so to speak.
That's fine. I'm not some kind of animalologist, okay? I don't study animal. God's damned. And like walk back towards the little house.
I'm not an animalologist.
Blade, while you come in, I want you to roll me a perception as Farmer Ed is doing something.
Sure.
This is the one thing I haven't been able to see this whole time because I'm blind.
Yes. Your owl hasn't seen it or nothing. So as you come in, you notice that Farmer Ed is messing with some documents and paperwork, and he opens up this chest, and you see like a beautiful set of armor. And go ahead and roll me a knowledge, be nobility. Is there an ability?
Does not exist in 5e, but probably history then.
Sure, that works.
Yeah, I'm really good at intelligence checks, so what could go wrong?
You just see a beautiful set of armor.
Hey there, Ed.
Ed like slams the thing
Yeah. So, yeah.
and coughs, and he like fiddles around with some paperwork, and he's like, "You snuck up on me. What do you want? Blade,
fine,
is it? What you want?"
You should be on edge. And hell, the way I see it, you're probably going to owe me a little something, but I just got rid of a couple of tax collectors. Their words, not mine. Told them if they come around here again, I'm going to personally deal with them.
Yeah. Tax collectors. He like looks around, and he's like, "Well, it is springtime."
Don't play stupid, Ed. You know what they are.
What are they?
I'm just going to give him a very dull look, and I'm saying, "Hey, Ed, while we're doing this play coy act, I'm going to pretend I didn't see what was in that chest, but I am mighty intrigued."
So like Ed like walks over to the chest, and he's like, "What did you see?"
I'm going to smile at him and walk back outside. I'm gonna let it sit and
okay.
And
All right,
I'm
cool.
gonna let it brew. His own guilt get to him. His own paranoia.
Yeah.
I would like to come out here and I want to see if Adron, maybe we could send the bird after those bandits. I mean, they couldn't have gotten too far. Worst case scenario, they shoot the magic bird.
I can only see through its eyes up to 60 feet, so
That's
after
fine.
that
You
range-
can give it commands though. I'll be your eyes for a bit. Just tell the bird to go find them and come back or something.
Yeah, if the bird
right,
goes
Wesley.
straight up, he can look around.
Redley, go do the old 1-2 swoop around.
And there you go. Say, I'll be your eyes for now. Surprised you let him
thanks, man.
sneak up on you like that. I'm thinking farm work ain't exactly your thing. Have you ever considered scribing?
Scrapping.
Yeah, scribing.
What's scrapping?
Scribbling.
Scribbling.
Scrap.
Oh,
When you
is that book?
lots of big book houses, they like people to copy their books so they can sell more copies. Scrap.
Oh, I mean, it's a little hard to write, with the whole can't see all the time thing. It's a little hard with all the angles because my owl's always like reading upside down. My book, I usually just write in my own sort of braille.
All right, fair enough.
What do I do? I can play the flute though. Got a flute.
It's real lovely. People pity a blind man. I would consider maybe setting up shop in a bar or something, playing that flute and writing your downtime.
That's
I'm
good
just
advice,
saying, this is dangerous work.
I've got something that I want to chase up on myself though, and can I show him this note that I picked up?
Sure.
I found this note underneath the farm, and I want to investigate it a bit more. It is an old
Are you
stone anvil
sharing
with a
the
dwarven
notes with
scribbling.
him?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and let me take a look at that?
Well, obviously I'm a magician, and this is about the secrets of the magic. But I can't do it by myself because I'm not a very strong fighter, as you can see.
I just squint at him.
Look, if you want me to, pay you as a bodyguard, I'd be happy to do that.
We'll see about that. As far as I'm concerned right now, my allegiance, as it were, is to Farmer Ed. Apparently he'll be the one feeding me and clothing me like I'm some kind of newborn God's damned baby. A generous soul, that Ed. Sure will
So,
be
yeah.
a copper a day like normal. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this. An old stone anvil. Let's see.
So I'm not sure if this is in this world, but
So
I
first
believe
things first, Blade. What languages do you read? Or
Oh, is this not in common?
this is not in common.
Oh,
It just
well-
looks like a bunch of scribbles to you.
So it's in Jorvis script though, as the note says. Okay, I recognize the letters, but I don't recognize what it says. I can like basically make out the sounds, but I don't know what they mean.
Okay. So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I say. I'll go and read it out loud to him. Like to me, it sounds like nonsense. It'd be like me reading Italian but not knowing a lick of it.
I've already translated it. I can read it to you if you prefer. I have.
I very quietly facepalm.
A blind
Maybe
man
you can
reading
hear
to
me.
you. Yep.
I have found a way to relieve the curse of magic. Magical races will want to know of my great discovery. I must protect the secret at all cost, for it could change the world. My people must know first of this, but I fear the agents of the dragon will stop me. May the firelight of the people's anvil guide me home. It's signed, Nether Golden Metal.
Sounds like the scribblings of a raving lunatic. Doesn't make sense. Magic's a gift. You should know that.
Magic is actually a curse for humans.
Magic's
So-
a gift.
If I,
Well, yeah, it depends on how you look at
I've
it.
seen what it can do.
Oh, so the
After
propaganda,
all,
right?
The Holy
propaganda.
Master ain't do shit about it either. People think he's some kind of good being, but you're either omnipotent or benevolent. But given the way that the world is, you most certainly can't be both.
so the thing about magic is, I think it the more you use it or depend on it, it ages you. Am I doing that right, or is that just
So there's rules in this world in regards to magic, right?
okay?
Your character doesn't know anything about it. He just knows, what the Inquisition's talking mouthpieces are. They're all witches and devils and monsters, and that's not true, right? So who knows what the truth is, right?
Who knows?
My owl is literally a fiend, so it's gotta hit it.
Literally, little devil.
Yep. I mean,
this-
it reads as evil.
Yeah.
Fiend.
So,
Yep.
what's the news on what the little owl, what Retley sees?
Yes, well, let's see that perception roll.
Didn't
And
realize I was supposed to.
I'm gonna change my thing so I can toggle advantage, just because we have inspiration. So I would like to only see the one roll whenever I roll, or toggle advantage if I call inspiration.
Sure. Oof, not a good start. Okay.
Ooh, god damn!
So the owl sees something, right? It's a deer. And the
Yeah.
owl focuses on this creature in the distance. It's like, oh, that's them, that's them. And you no, that's not them. That's not them. And the owl's just like, ooh,
Damn it, owl.
yep. He's really focused on those deer.
Okay. Is it getting closer to nighttime now?
Oh no. Oh, you still have it's early in the morning.
It's still the morning. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only been 2 or 3 hours since you guys have woke up and when Blade arrived.
That's fine. Oh, so I'll say or assume that the owl comes back. So yeah. Guess he didn't find anything, so you're not giving me any updates. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can track him.
Sure.
There was some interesting deer.
He saw
like-
deer.
It was a really big deer.
Where's the deer? And I'll go and bend down and pick up the bolt that I fired earlier.
Okay.
And I'll go and load it. Well, crank it.
The deer was sort of that way.
All right, then. Damn. Should I find the bandits or this deer?
Love this division. Oh, wait a second. What am I going to do here?
Say, can't eat bandits.
Well,
At
you
least I can.
Yeah.
You look like you could use a little meat. Maybe a little deer will put some hair on your chest. I'm gonna go find this deer. And I'm gonna set off trying to find this deer.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
So the animal quickly eludes you, right? So
Yeah.
Adron points you in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you get there, the deer is way gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Would you like to continue to chase it?
I'm looking for tracks. I'm like,
You will need to succeed 2 out of 3 in order to successfully hunt the deer. And you've got to make the shot, too. So
yeah. And I'm looking, and I'm like...
It will take at least
Damn, I think I lost
probably
it.
1 more hour, assuming that you succeed all the other way.
Yeah, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to look for some kind of like tree or something in nearby distance, some kind of climbable tree.
Easily find one. Yep.
And then I would like to climb up it a bit and just kind of like look out and peer around just to see if I can see rabbits, squirrels, that deer. Probably not the deer again because I couldn't track it. It's long gone. But like I'm just looking for anything that's meat. I'm trying to find something to eat.
You definitely see an owl, right? But then you see small game, right? So you see like rabbits, pheasants. Let's see here.
I want some bird.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. And
Hell, if I can even make the shot from up here, I will just wait.
easily.
Yeah,
Go
until
ahead
it's
and
in like a good
roll me an attack.
shot for me. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the pheasant that wasn't paying attention or anything like that, you easily nailed it. Easily.
I immediately like drop out of the tree, kind of tumble a little bit, and make my way over to the pheasant before some other scavenging animal comes by and snags it. Been there, done that one too many times.
It's a juicy fat pheasant off of
Pull my bolt through.
local farm.
Nice. I will just go ahead and take it by the neck and start heading back to base.
Excellent. What are you doing, Adron, during this hour that he goes hunting?
I guess I haven't got anything else to do, so I guess I'll just chill by the tree and play some flute music.
Go ahead and roll me a performance.
The magic snow tree. So let's go. Performance. That's my owl's sheet. My owl cannot play the flute.
I mean, you could.
If you believe in him enough, he could.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you going to use your inspiration on this? That's a good question.
No,
Okay. All right.
just send me inspiration.
Somebody makes an appearance.
Somebody?
Of course. Oda stands up. As you come back, Blade, you see this little ice pixie dancing with Adron, who is currently playing the flute. And she's currently dancing on the stump on the log, and she's dancing.
Doesn't seem like he's in danger either, or he's entranced by her, and she's going to eat his soul. But not terribly worried about him. I told him this life is dangerous.
She's about 12 inches high. She's not like a monster or anything like that. She's actually very small. Yeah. And if she wasn't making a performance, you could have easily have not seen her.
Yeah, that's okay. I just bring the pheasant back and continue approaching. Avoid the snow, as he instructed me earlier.
Can I, as the song ends, ask Oda? Hey, Oda.
She claps. Yay!
I bow my head. I'm just wondering, have you had the name Nether Gold Mantle?
She's like, no? Who's that?
Well, apparently he used to live here at least 10 generations ago. I just figured you were very old.
Oh,
well, I didn't.
Old Ed's telling you a story. He's only lived here for about. Let's see. How long do you humans live? She scratches her chin,
100 years, give or take.
100 years.
100
He hasn't
max.
been here for that long.
Huh. Well, I mean generations.
100 generations.
10 generations.
10 generations. No, he hasn't been here for that long. Only his grandpa's been here.
How long have you been here?
Oh, since the beginning of time. You know this is a lie, by the way.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I've been here forever. This is my land. I've always been here.
Okay. What do you know about the curse of magic?
She gasps,
We've heard of this, the curse of magic.
Yep.
Also,
That's why
what
humans
is
are
it?
dumb.
Curse of magic, ignorance.
Yep. Humans are dumb.
I mean, yeah, we've established that, but is the curse of magic? Okay.
Think if you have to ask, son, you're not ready for the answer.
She giggles. She's like, hee hee hee, you use magic. And she does like a little druid craft, and like it starts like snowing on your head again.
Let's see.
Magic can be created or destroyed.
What do you know about this? And I hold out a green gem.
She's like, her eyes like are like normally like large, right? But her eyes like grow wide, and she's like, "Where did you get that?" It's
I
green
quickly,
and
I
shiny.
put it back away quickly.
She's like still staring at your pocket. She's like, "Is that for me? Is that for me?"
I mean, that depends how much you can tell me.
What do you want to know? Give it to me. And she's like, give.
Well, I can't give it to you not knowing what it is first.
It's shiny.
Obviously.
Ooh,
I mean, I can give you shiny things. That's not a problem.
I want that shiny thing. Give me that shiny thing.
God damn it. Hold on. Hang on. What if I have something even shinier?
She's like, where did you find that?
It was underground.
Underground. She like scratches her chin in consideration, and she's like, nothing's underground. Maybe those mites, maybe the worms, maybe dead
There was
bodies.
a tomb.
A tomb.
Those of a dwarven hero, I assume.
She frowns, like physically frowns at this, and she's like, tree cutters, and she like starts spitting.
Okay.
As you approach Blade, she looks at you and then disappears.
Yeah. So, if you're done putting on your little puppet show, I went and got us some pheasant.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm going to head in and start making us a hearty lunch, and we'll come back out and knock out some real farm work for the rest of the day. We have been burning a lot of daylight, and that's on me. But at least, Ed's don't get to keep his money. So why don't you stay out here? I'll call you in when it's lunchtime. Just put up your feet. Rest.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Just keep an eye out for those bandits. Don't let them get the drop on you, because if they do, you're probably a goner.
Don't worry, nothing ever gets the drop on me. Which is true.
Absolutely.
Says the blind man.
I'll head in, and I'm not even going to ask or talk to Ed. I'm just going to rifle through his kitchen or whatever kind of makeshift cauldron or whatever he might have, and I'm just going to begin effectively butchering this pheasant. I would assume that he probably has the materials for, a simple cook.
Farmer Ed like glances over at you, and he's clearly like writing stuff down. He's like, "Where'd you get that?"
Yeah, I said, got it from nature, a whole lot of them. You want something, right? You eat pheasant.
Of course.
All right, good. Got enough for all of us. I'm going to cook this up and make lunch, and then me and the boy are going to head out and do some real work. Maybe while I'm cooking, you'd like to come sit by me, talk to me about what you keep in that chest.
He was like neutral, and he's like, "Mind your own damn business, boy. There ain't nothing for you in that chest." You notice that he was neutral towards you, right? But all of a sudden he like turned like somewhat like protective, and like there's a harsh tone in his voice, and he's got like a scowl on his face.
Yeah. Say what?
As this is going on, can I take a short rest as I study my spellbook?
Ooh,
Yes, you may.
So yeah,
This will recover one spell slot.
Ed, could you at least have the respect for me to make up a damn story? I mean, if you can't tell me, then what the hell are you going to tell bandits once they find out what you got?
So like Farmer Ed like gives you like the harsh, cold shoulder. He's like, well, you don't need to know nothing about my life, just as I don't need to know nothing about yours. You're here to work. You work for me here, son. You don't go asking your employer. After I've only met you for 2 hours, he like spits and then coughs. So I don't even know you, son. You asking me about my private personal items, eyeballing me and staring at my loot. I see what you're here for. You one of them spies?
Oh no.
I mean, he's accusing you of prying into his business.
Yeah.
And I mean, you literally are.
Yeah. Taking a dramatic pause.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and raise like the cleaver or whatever and come down with one fell. So just cut off the head of the pheasant.
You notice that like Farmer Ed is like not impressed at all. He's just
That's
like,
fine. Then I'm going to do the same, with the legs. And I'm going to begin skinning it and say, well, Ed, I'm not prone to violence, but...
as you murder this, as you're hacking away, it's like, he believes you. He believes you, yep. I'm not prone to violence.
I do what I have to do out of necessity.
Getting into my business isn't necessary, is it?
Ed, you're a real talkative man for someone who doesn't have a lot of company. I advise you choose your next words wisely. And yes, I am going to tell you this in your own home. I'm the one with the crossbow, and as far as I can tell, you're not.
He's like, well, then you can just leave.
Damn.
Say, all right, Ed. If that's the way you want to go.
He like shakes his head. He's like, I don't trust you, son.
Now go ahead and draw my dagger.
Oh, okay.
Say, Ed, I'm not sure if you understand what's happening here.
He says, are you going to rob me, son? You notice like he reaches under his desk.
Yeah, say, this can go one of two ways. You either forget this conversation that we had and we share a nice pheasant dinner. Maybe you tell me about that armor that I know for a fact doesn't belong to you. Or I have you spill your secrets and we stain this beautiful wooden floor of yours with your blood, not mine.
God. Okay, so yes, this is going to be very interesting. What are you attempting to do here? Are you trying to diplomatize him, or are you trying to intimidate him? Because currently you have your knife out, right?
I mean,
his
it's
own
just
home.
total 50-50. I told him we can forget about it. He spills the beans, or I can gut him here on the spot, or some other weird dark shit.
Okay.
So I mean, it's up to how he wishes to react.
Well, currently you have your knife out, so it's definitely intimidation. So
okay. Let's see. The way that you rule inspiration, do I need to call it first, or can I see the roll then call it?
You can do it afterwards.
Okay, so let's have a gander. I will go ahead and use inspiration.
Okay.
There we go.
So, like, Farmer Ed...
I begin using the knife to, like, pick out the grime from under my fingernails.
So, like, he's clearly shaken by this. Like, he wasn't expecting you to, like, threaten him. And he's like, what do you want to know?
So you're taking the pheasant route. I'm glad to hear that. You're looking a little skinny, Ed. I'm going to head back to the pheasant and continue skinning it with the dagger I just pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I'm glad that didn't have to go any other way. Why don't you tell me what you're doing with it and where you found it? So as you can tell, I actually use my armor. And I most certainly don't have something nice like that just laying around at home for me.
So Farmer Ed's like, he begins like sketching and writing again. He's like, I used to be a soldier.
That armor didn't look terribly worn, Ed.
That's what happens.
That's even your real name.
What's that?
Says
that's even your real name. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt.
Says that's what happens when you lead troops.
Ah, so you sat in the back in your shiny piece of shit armor. It's good to know, but at the same time, can't fault you. Every soldier has their place. Some of theirs is in the back. Didn't mean to have an outburst. I sometimes have a little trouble with authority.
Farmer Ed's like, I can tell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just going to continue prepping the pheasant just so I don't have to continue talking about it. But I'm going to, over the course of the conversation, just prep it, skin a few slabs or whatever, or cut it into kind of chunks so we can have a stew, whatever works with his utensils. And I'm going to say, what war did you serve in? So you don't look much like a fighter.
So he's like a 40-year-old man, right? He does look pretty gruff. His tunic and everything else is covered in fine dust and stuff.
I'm thinking I'm like in my 30s.
Okay.
About.
All right. What's your background?
I mean, technically, I got like a weird background. It's just urban survivor. Literally kind of street urchin, but not a total street urchin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll me a knowledge history as he tells you about the Last Crusade. See if you know
Instead of trying to recall history, could I just try to read his words to see if he feels genuine, to see if he's creating a story or if there is any truth to the story, that kind of thing?
You know that he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Right.
So I'll just go ahead and listen. Whether I've heard of it or not is not terribly important.
All right. So he tells you about the Last Crusade, the last purge that the Inquisition had marched on. The last Inquisition or Crusade was against the orcs. And what happened was that they had purged the lands of them. So what they did was he begins telling you about like the camps and the marches and the battles and stuff like that. And he tells you about how they dealt with them. They systematically destroyed them in a very systematic way. A genetic purging of...
the genocide.
It's yeah.
Yeah. So,
also, your insight, you realize that as you're looking around, this was all a gift. Like the lands.
Yeah.
Yep. This is all a gift granted to him by the Inquisition.
Gotcha.
You also get the sense that he has like a great deal of regret and like he wanted to get away from it, right? Get away from it all. Like there's a reason why he's no longer in the kingdom of Alkaline. Like he purposely left those lands.
Don't blame him. Me too.
So you get the sense of this is a sorry, sad.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yep.
Say it's a good tale, sir. Don't entirely see why that was so hard to spill.
I did what was right, he says at the very end. He's like, I did what I was told. I had orders and I followed them.
Amen. Only good orc is a dead orc. So cheers to that. And I'm gonna take a sip from the honey ale.
He slowly nods in agreement as his hands shaking. Like he's trying to convince himself like what he said was true, and he drinks his ale.
So well, thank you for your service. I'm glad I ain't seen orcs in quite some time. Been living in the walls of Alkaline.
Well, some of us were on the lines. Not all of us were behind city walls.
Yep, and the same way you weren't on the lines either. You were in the back, remember? And then I'll hand him his meal.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. He was the person who was dictating orders. Yep, that's absolutely true.
So what you always writing anyway? And this isn't Inquisition. I'm not trying to stir you up or nothing. I'm just curious. You take a lot of notes.
He's like, it's harvesting. When it's harvesting season, I have to get things ready. He's like, I have to make sure that the seeds are planted and how much grain and meal is used.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some sketches too, have I not?
No, you haven't seen any sketches.
Okay. So yeah,
He's not the artist type. Definitely not the artist type.
take that at face value, Ed. I appreciate you being forthright. Finally. Sorry things got a little rocky, but do remember, if you got a crossbow, you should probably pull it out of retirement. I get a feeling we might be getting another visit from those tax collectors.
Says,
You understand?
at first I thought you were one of those tax collectors. One of those
Did you
fools.
not see what took place out front?
I mean, nobody called for him. So yeah, he's been inside this the whole time working on stuff.
I mean,
Okay.
I can testify.
He's like, no, I didn't
I-
see anything. I don't even know what
It's
you're
real
talking
interesting.
about.
There was some shouting outside. I gave them a few choice words, told them not to come back. You didn't hear any of that?
So
Not a peep?
he sticks his head out and he calls for Billy. And Billy, like,
Okay, yeah, here we go. We'll go, Billy.
so he calls for Billy, and then he collaborates his story, right?
Yeah.
And the bullywug comes up and he's like, yeah, that's how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, and he turns to looks at you and he's like, well, so what? Could just be trying to trick me.
Oh, I could be in on it, for sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is if you got a crossbow, pull it out of retirement, Ed. This isn't for me, it's for you. I'm not going to be here that long. Okay? Be here as long as I'm needed. I'm looking out for you. Ain't no skin off my ass.
So he
yeah.
he nods slowly. He's like, he reaches down and he pulls out this long sword and sets it on the table. He's like, I don't have any ranged weapons. I've always been trained in melee.
Fair enough, but also if rabbits are eating your crops, this will do you some good. So yeah, here, why don't you keep this for now? I'm going to put down like this old worn crossbow, and it's not like how everyone pictures it having like a trigger finger. It's one of the more real crossbows where it just has a big lever. And I'm going to go and set that down unloaded and drop like a handful of bolts, just like 5 or so. I'm like, keep it in good condition, but at the same time, if they come back and we're tied up, maybe peek out the window and fire a couple shots off at them, because we're going to be getting to work after this pheasant. Enjoy your meal. Thank you for the talk. And
Also, with that insight, you know that he is slightly intoxicated and sick.
all right, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I still leave it with him. I've seen plenty of people who could handle their booze. He might be one. I go over to the door, open it up, say, hey, kiddo, the pheasant's ready. Come on in. I also got some for your owl if he eats. I don't understand the logistics of it, but last time I saw owls eat mice, so I don't know. Just come on. And I'm going to come back in, set down like our bowls, and just slowly enjoy my meal. Not another peep unless someone wishes to speak with me.
So the dinner bell is rung, and Billy comes back inside. And, of course, he's just like, I'm eating the food. Farmer Ed's like seems to like not be enjoying himself as he's still visibly shaken, and he like just sips his ale and continues his writings.
Can I do something while we're at the meal?
Sure.
Can you what?
Can I just do something at the meal? I was
Sure.
just wondering.
Cool.
Hey Ed, I was wondering if you'd be up for a quick experiment.
Ed like looks at you, and you know, like he's always, you know, slightly intoxicated and drinking. He's just like, "What do you want, son?"
I just like look up from my bowl. I'm just like peeking out the corner of my eye while I eat. I'm like intrigued, like, ooh, an experiment.
He's like, "What do you want?"
You're cold. You've had it for a very long time, right? I was just wondering how long you've had it. A few weeks, maybe a few months. Seems a little unusual.
He says, "Mind your own damn business. Why? What are you wanting to do?"
I mean, I've been practicing this new sort of prayer, basically, and I just wanted to like lay a hand on your shoulder. Are you okay with that?
I'm gonna go ahead and joke, and I'm gonna say, Ed, I think the next generation already wants to bury us old folk, and give them a wink.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy, because he's pretty much in a foul mood right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So probably persuasion. Is that what you're looking at?
Definitely a persuasion.
Can I use my inspiration for this, I guess?
You may, yes.
Let's. Oh, okay.
I haven't switched off, so... I rolled it twice now.
Correct. Tell me what happens. I mean, he complies. He totally complies.
Okay. So I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder and I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good,
Okay.
which helps you recover from afflictions caused by certain types of creatures, which includes the Fae. Because I suspect that the cold might be connected to the fact that there's a winter Fae outside. So there might be some sort of possession.
So nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay.
Nothing happens, yep.
Ah. I guess I was mistaken. Sorry, Ed.
You can also do I believe it's like a heal check or something like that.
Probably medicine check.
Yeah, medicine.
Medicine check?
Yeah.
I have a lot of 3-5 knowledge still sitting around in my head too.
Yeah, you and me, buddy.
Yeah.
Was that a 20? Yes. So you think that Ed, after like some diagnosis and stuff like that, you think that he is slowly dying.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess,
He's got a bad case of rot lung.
I mean, I don't think even my magic can help you here. I'm sorry, Ed.
So like, Ed was like already in a grumpy mood,
Right.
and then you come in and you're like, "Hey, Ed, looks like you're about ready to die." Wonderful, wonderful. But because of your persuasion, your natural 20, Ed kind of like shrugs it off, right? So like, and he's like, "We all got to die of something, boy," and he coughs, and he wipes it over.
You're not in the ground yet, Ed. You got any people that are going to survive you besides Billy here?
Oh yeah, who's your...
So Billy, this is the first time Billy's heard of this, right? And Billy's like really upset. Like he's been with Farmer Ed for a long time, and so he's like, his little flap is like going really, really fast, and he's just like,
No, what have I done?
I mean,
Oh, I've made a terrible mistake.
Billy, don't worry about it. Kid probably doesn't know shit about what's actually happening. Pay him no mind.
Yeah, I'm blind.
Yep.
What do I know? Hey, Billy, how's the eggs?
so like, you're trying to distract him with something, right? Go ahead and give me, let's see here, what would that be? A bluff, because you're trying to, right? Like, hey, just talk about something else. Just change topics.
Deception? Is that for both of us?
Sure.
Or just...
Who's doing this?
I would like the...
Would you like to
My
aid?
deception might be better than yours.
Would you like
It probably
to
is,
aid?
let's be real. Yeah, I've got +0.
Yeah, go and aid me.
I'll aid you.
Boop. And boop.
Okay, perfect. So Billy was like really, really upset, right? And then you like point him off to his eggs, and like Billy walks over to his eggs and like takes comfort in them. And
Yeah,
he,
we
like,
dismiss his diagnosis.
Yep.
Go have him... Oh, look, shiny things. Yeah, so...
So Billy's pretty simple, right? Because Billy Wugs are. So that's the current situation right now. Billy's kind of like tending his eggs. He's flipping them over, making sure that they're not too hot and not too cold, and so he's distracting himself with work. Busy
I
work.
am going to, as I go collect the bowls or whatever, like I'm gonna go get Ed's bowl as soon as he's finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to just kind of like look over his shoulder or whatever, see what he's writing down.
Sure. So you see like a list, right? Like a list of things. You also see like off to the side a will. So like you see like the will that's currently next to him. So
Okay, cool.
it's currently not. He's not hiding it or anything like that. It's just off to the side. It's got an imprint on it, sealed with wax.
All right, cool. I collect the stuff, and I'll go ahead and wash up the few dishes that we probably have, and dry them and everything. Whatever. It's probably just like one water bath kind of thing, and just rinse them, get out all the big nasty chunks of whatever might have been left. Probably nothing. We're hungry folk, and then dry it off using whatever cloth he has available and setting them down, putting them back where I found them. I'm gonna say, all right, boy, you ready to get to work?
Sure. You say like I haven't been doing work, but I've already done the...
I know you've done... Listen, I was doing my job, was I not?
Okay.
As far as I can tell, you weren't perforated. There's a $2 word for you.
Okay.
And,
we're all very impressed by the long words.
So the only thing that currently has not
by
been
the small,
completed
simple words.
has been Little Joe and plowing. So, like, this farm work needs to be done here.
Oh, wait, they don't need any more wood?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I got some aggression I need to get out. Yeah, the adrenaline from this morning's happenings.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Yep. Yes. So, like, you grab onto this axe, and you feel it, like, frosty, like it's, like, stuck. And for a little bit, you can't shake it, but eventually you, like, get it free. And you hear this little
I drop it.
Yep. You drop the axe.
I instinctively, like, reach for my crossbow, but I left it inside, so I pull out my dagger. I'm like, who is it?
When you do that, you get no reply.
Okay. Like, oh, it was a long trip this morning. I shouldn't have walked through the night. I'll go and pick up the axe again.
Okay. You get to work. And,
right.
oh yeah, easily you start chopping wood.
Chop.
You notice, like, this wood is just seems to keep coming for some reason. It just keeps showing up.
Son of a bitch. This is a beautiful thing. Hate having to go out on a hunt for the wood. This is easy. Just make some kindling right here, right now. All right, chop. And I'm just going at it for a while.
Excellent.
All right.
You have this strange sensation that something or someone is watching you
Yeah,
during this entire time.
probably Adrian's weird little puppet show. And after this chore is done or wherever, I'll see what Adrian's been doing, what he needs help with, and we'll just go through the day.
All right, Adrian, what are you doing during this time?
I guess we're going to do plowing, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure what that entails. Do I need Billy for that, or do I just need to...
Billy will assist you. He
Hey,
will
Billy,
give you
let's go.
advantage.
Sweet, let's go do some plowing. Do I have anything that can help? Not really. Okay, so what do I have to roll?
It'd be handle animal, because what you're doing is you're teaching or you're leading the animal to plow. So you have advantage because Billy is there, aiding you. Yeah. So you have trouble. Billy's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. You're kind of like struggling with it, and your plow movements aren't really straight. It's kind of, so you're learning, but it's a real struggle. It's a real struggle for you. But you do get some of the plowing done. It's not pretty though. It's not like a beautiful tilled field. It's kind of wobbly and marked. So.
Damn. Is that when Blade comes back, I guess?
Yeah, sounds good. After I feel like we've got enough wood to last us at least a few days.
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Yeah, I'll meet up with you and see what he's done. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but I don't know enough to know that it isn't.
Yeah, this is all strange to you.
Yeah. What else need to be done? Do we still have more of this to do?
That's all that's
I'm looking
currently
at-
that needs to be done.
Apparently everything.
As you look over here, you notice that there are mounds but they're currently falling apart and imploding on themselves.
Where is here?
I'll ping again. To the northeast.
Okay, looking. Okay. Oh! I thought they were like huge sacks of some kind of shit. Okay.
Nope.
How about that? Okay. All right. I will go and ask those who know better than I. What's up with that?
Those. It's a termite nest.
It's what?
It's like this huge underground network with like these bugs, like the size of like large dogs, I guess.
Were they ant eggs? Out of character?
They were termites. They're mites.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. But like
This is
giant-sized ones, that kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Oh, yeah. They were big. They were big.
All right.
So we cleared out the queen termite last time. So they should just be, turning back to normal now. They should be perfectly. I wouldn't go down there, but it should be.
Yeah.
Down there.
Don't see much benefit in going down there unless there's a lot of gold in it.
Yeah. It would.
Yes. What?
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot of gold down there. Looks around nervously.
This is a prank, boy. I hope that you understand what you're getting yourself into.
Yes.
Is there gold or not? All right, tell you what, if there's so much gold down there, I'll let you and Billy do it, and I'll get back to work.
I mean, there isn't any gold down there anymore, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
So
Interesting how someone as smart and learned as you forgot the changes tense, I think they call it. Yeah, real fascinating that. Damn. Well, if there's nothing else to be done, I will. There's got to be some hay that needs to be moved or something.
Nope, that's it.
That's it.
Field's been tilled, horses been taken care of, and then wood's
All right,
been
guys.
chopped.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, right. So this.
Oh no, it's not even nighttime yet.
Yeah,
This is
really
just
wasn't
a normal day. This is just a normal day on the farm.
Yeah, so this really wasn't much of a 2 or 3 man job, huh?
I mean, termites
they
is a
need
three-man
to.
job.
Yeah, those posters need to do a better job of pulling down the bulletins after they've been hired. But maybe they thought you wouldn't make it out here on account of you being blind and all. Again, no offense or anything. It's just
Don't take it. It's fine.
I would seriously consider finding something in the city. I don't see you lasting long out here, and that's just how I see it. You can't. I'm shrugging. Oh, okay. Never mind. Birds with you. You know that.
I mean, I don't do so well in the city with the whole they hate magic users thing, and I'm pretty good at
Have you considered just leaving your book at home?
I mean, look, the reason I'm blind is because I had this surgery to enhance my closeness to the magical realm.
Right.
By dampening my other senses to make my other senses more aware. So it's it's a bit late to put the book down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying when you're out and about in town, I mean, I've got more daggers on my body than you would know about, but I don't go flaunting them like you shouldn't flaunt your book, right?
I mean, I'm
really think about that one, Adrian. Think about that.
I'll think about it. Thanks for the. I think we still got loads of time left. Do you want to explore the local area a bit? I guess.
I mean, I could go try to hunt for those deer, but I feel like as soon as I disappear, I mean,
it is getting towards dark, right?
Yeah.
So
I get the feeling that there's eyes on us. I don't think that those bandits were actually going to leave, but they said that they would, so they can get the drop on us. That's what I do anyway.
I've got a bear trap. Maybe we could set up a few things for the night while we're here. This might be a good opportunity.
I worry about, and I'm gonna pull you off to the side and be like, I worry about Billy and the bear trap. He seems like a simple type. Might walk into it.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
I just don't know that. Bears are great. Bear traps are great for bears, but there's more of us and less of them. Feels risky. I mean, I'm not telling you not to. Go ahead. But just make sure you at least tell me where the bear trap is.
All right. Well, I mean, if you see a good place for it, I'll throw it down somewhere. But it's there.
So there's also this horse out here.
Yeah, the horse.
Little Joe. Yep.
Man, if you met Little Joe, he's it's very friendly.
Yeah, he's a horse.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess if we're not doing anything else, I haven't got anything else to do today.
Okay. Go ahead and lead the horse back into the stable.
Okay, I'll do that.
Is that a full-on stable or like a pen?
It's a semi-stable. Does that make sense? It's an open stable. Does that make sense?
So it's like a pen area kind of thing, right? Kind of like a baby cage, but in a square?
Yep.
Okay.
But it does have shelter and trees and hay for it to lay down. It doesn't have any roof. It doesn't have a roof.
That's what I'm trying to... Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, no roofing to it. I'm not feeling terribly tired. I think I'm gonna hang out here for a bit. I'm gonna go. You got a bow or anything that you use for hunting?
Let me check. I go to my bag.
As I look at you,
I mean, like I said, I just use the hunting trap mostly. Otherwise, I just forage for berries and stuff because my owl's very good at finding all the things that you can forage for. But if I'm hunting, I'd use acid. Really, I could here. It's easy if I just demonstrate, and I'll throw a ball of acid at the ground, leaving like a mark.
It sizzles and hisses
In the
for
ground.
a moment, and then it dissipates.
Yeah.
farmers really love their land, so why don't we try to cover that up a little bit? Like trim a couple of like tall pieces of grass and like put it on the
Just
spot.
cover it up.
Yeah.
Billy's like watching you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I'm
strangely.
like, Billy, that ain't happening. You understand?
I mean, I've been doing some research about like the acidity of the soil, and it's actually I've determined that if you increase the acidity of the soil, you can improve the quality of the land.
So Billy's like, sure, whatever.
All right. So yeah, well, if you ain't got no weapon, he doesn't either. I feel like you're gonna need me on lookout. If you want, you can go ahead and forage for some berries. As I'm feeling pretty full up after that good lunch.
I mean, Ed provides us with meals. We don't have to forage for ourselves.
But don't you think that would be time well spent? What else are you gonna do out here?
Yeah, it does
Well,
seem kind of dull. It doesn't seem like anything's happening at all.
Doesn't. I guess. I mean,
You don't
I was
have
gonna
to.
try-
I ain't your boss. Honestly, kid, I don't really give a shit what you do. If you want some time off, just say it. I don't. I understand a good resting day.
well, at the moment, I'm sort of trying to work out mysteries of this note, and
Well, why don't you do that? And I'm gonna go perch up in this tree over by Lil Joe, and I'm just gonna hide up there and see what I see.
Sounds good.
If there's any trouble, I'll give you the signal. Now I'm gonna make like it's kind of a loud whistle. I can't do it loud in real life, but it's like a.
is it an owl noise?
I mean, not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did this pick it up? It's kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those.
Okay.
Well,
So
I mean,
once
the only
the
other
horse is
thing I-
put up, Billy's going to head inside and
Yeah.
take his stool.
I go ahead and I grab the crossbow off the table and just tell Ed, work's done for the day. It's not really a 2 or 3 man job. Maybe Billy takes the day off tomorrow. I'm gonna go find a good hiding spot and keep an eye out for bandits.
All right.
So Billy's like, you need help? You need help?
I don't need help, Billy, but yeah, I tell you what. While you're in here, why don't you just keep Ed safe?
He like croaks and nods in agreement, and he heads inside.
If you see those men that were here earlier, you let someone know, okay? And then you hide.
So Billy nods in agreement and croaks.
Say, Billy, I want you to repeat what I said. I don't think you understand the gravity.
So he like says it in like this like really like throaty voice. He's like, yes, protect Farmer Ed. Brah. Yes, call if help. Call if help.
Nope, you're not going to call for help. You're going to go tell someone quietly.
So like he
And I'm
doesn't
gonna go off to the
understand that,
trees.
right? So he's like, he's a frog, right? So he's like, quietly, what's that? He like blinks at you like these big frog eyes, like
Yeah, like you'll know what to do when the time comes. And I go head on out, and I kind of use the post and hop up into the tree.
excellent. Go ahead and
With
position
my
yourself.
crossbow and my bolts, and yeah, that's what I was telling Ed. I'm taking my crossbow back for now, just because I'm being active lookout.
He hasn't touched your crossbow. Like where you set it, he just left it there, and like his sword's still out.
So you might want to use a whetstone on that.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's dull. Like it hasn't been taken care of in a while. But you
That's
still
okay.
think that he's probably pretty proficient in it.
I mean, he says he did all that shit, and you can see the remorse. Then sure, he did some kind of shit. Whether he did a lot of fighting or not doesn't matter. He's got a tactical mind. At least that seems to be his forte. So I'll go out and do my thing.
All right, Adrian, what are you doing? It's almost getting towards dusk.
Okay, well, once dusk approaches, I'm going to visit Oda so I can get some smoke bombs.
Excellent. All right, Blade, you see Adrian approaching the tree along a certain path. And once again, you don't see him or Oda. What do you do, Adrian? What do you do? You approach the tree.
Okay, well, she definitely knows I'm here, and if she hasn't come out, then that's us. Hello?
She's like, what do you want?
I mean, I heard I was going to get some smoke bombs. I wanted to turn up early so I could talk to you as well.
You still have that green gem? I'll trade you.
I
I'll trade you a smoke bomb for a green gem. You want that?
don't know. I think I prefer the green gem more, because it's magical.
She like kicks a pebble. You just see like a pebble will go rolling around.
Sorry.
It's like, why'd you show me that? That's so pretty.
I thought you'd know what it was. I don't know what it is. I'm very ignorant. I'm a human.
She's like, true. It's powerful. I should have it. You should give it to me.
Well, maybe later. But I was just wondering, have you ever met a dragon before?
Dragons are scary. They burn down trees and forests and turn the land. They're monsters. They're scary. They're terrifying.
Do I know that dragons are also creators?
So you know that. So they
Just
created
from
the
my height,
races,
okay.
right? Okay. So you're a human, right? So you have to always consider it from the Inquisition's point of view. So the Inquisitors, what you've heard is that they're monsters and terrible beasts, and this phase seems to be backing it up because of like they do have destructive tendencies, and you always hear about the bad before you ever hear about the good. But she says, no, I've never seen a dragon.
Okay.
They're monsters, big, huge.
What about agent of a dragon? What would that be?
Anything could be an agent of the dragon. Are you an agent of a dragon? Are you a monster?
Do I look like a monster?
I don't know. You're a human.
Wow.
Humans can be monsters.
Wow. Are you a monster?
Of course not. I saved your life. And she seems to be particularly offended at this. Like she always is. Like she always is.
Well, I hope to return the favor at some point.
So she puts like the little offering well. You see like this little ball of, what was it? This little fume ball roll out. She's like, show me a magic trick.
Okay. I will cast a... It's got to be a new spell, so...
Excellent. Something new. You will have advantage on this performance. Now hype it up. Hype it up.
Okay. So I like spread my arms out and then I bow. And the whole tree is engulfed in this.
You fade out. What'd you say?
Fog cloud.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So go ahead and roll me a performance. As this tree is covered in fog. See, you do have advantage, so it is a natural 20. She's like, ooh, yay! Something easier to hide in. Woohoo! You hear like her climbing through the branches, and like you can't see her, but she seems to know her way around this tree. How long does it last?
It lasts for... let me just check.
I think it's
it's a minute?
Yeah. Well, after the minute passes, you hear this audible, aww.
Wait, it lasts for an hour.
Oh, it lasts for an hour? Okay. So yeah, she's really, really excited. And for an hour, you hear her like, this fog like becomes like a blizzardly mix of rain and sleet and snow. And she seems to be having fun with your spell as she adds to it.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll step out of the blizzard so I don't get frozen.
I mean, it doesn't hurt you at all. It's all cosmetic. It's all
true.
cosmetic. Yep. You know this to be Druidcraft. She's adding Druidcraft to your spell to make a combination of wintry mix.
Okay. Well, enjoy the fog odor. I'm gonna go.
She's very happy, very pleased.
Well, I mean, it lasts an hour, so I can go do something else while that's up. So, I guess I'll go back and retire for the night.
Excellent. All right, guys. We're going to take a break here before night finally falls. And don't worry, nothing's going to happen. No consequences are going to happen.
And Blade levels up because level 1 is like
nope.
fake.
Nope. Oh. There's still level 1. You haven't done much in order to hit level 2.
Yes, I have. Hey,
found a whole field.
Hey, you know the DMG even says play for like 2 hours for level 1. Oh well, it was worth a shot.
I will see you folks in the next episode where nothing will happen.